awesome. Let's get started on today's lesson. We're first going to be learning some of the vocabulary because we are doing revision starting today. So we're going to be doing some easy stuff, all right? But some of it will be a little bit challenging as we go along. All right, so we're going to remember some of the things we've been taught before, guys. Now, remember that when we are writing an expression like this, these two things, these X's and Y's, sometimes they give us an A or a B or a D or a J. It depends on what the sum is looking for, right? These are called variables. The X's and the Y's and the A's and the B's are called variables. And the numbers that sit right in front of them, these are called coefficients. So the coefficient of X is 3. And this tells me how many X's do I have. If I had to ask you, how many X's do I have? You would say, you have 3 X's, ma'am. And if I had to ask you, how many Y's do I have? You would say, you have 5 Y's, ma'am. All right, so the X and the Y is called a variable. The number right in front of it is called a coefficient. And the number at the end, the number that doesn't have an X or a Y, is called a constant. Okay, this number right at the end is called a constant. Now, I want you guys to remember that any number, as long as it's sitting by itself, okay, always goes along with the sign in front of it. Okay, so whatever it is that I do here, if I decide that my X is going to be equal to 1, my Y is going to equal 3, after I multiply and add these two, I'm going to minus 9. Okay, even if my X is equal to 2 and my Y is equal to -1, once I'm done multiplying and adding those things, I'm going to minus 9. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're remembering that this thing is a constant. Now, all the constants or all the terms that we have in an algebraic expression always go along with the sign in front of them. So this constant over here isn't actually 9. It's not just 9. The constant over here is -9. Okay, that is the constant. The constant is -9. And this term over here is positive 5y. I want to ask you guys, you can pop your question or your answer in the chat. What is the sign for 3x? What is the sign that goes in front of 3x over here? No worries, Twanga, welcome. Good, it's a positive. Anything sitting by itself will always have a positive in front. Okay. However, if I did this, if I just wrote -m, if I wrote -m and I asked you guys, what is the coefficient of -m? What would we say? It's not 1. That's it, Narisha. Well done, Emmanuel. Well done, Khomotso and Tami. That's it. It's not m. It's not 1. It is -1. So there's an invisible 1 right in front. So the coefficient of m is -1. All right. So we need to remember that. Anything sitting on its own, if I just have x sitting on its own, the coefficient of x is 1. But if I have -x, the coefficient of -x would be -1, or the coefficient of x would be -1. All right, let's start with something a little bit simple. All right, let's look at this table over here. Right, so I'm going to ask you guys simple questions like, what is the number? How many terms do I have? We're going to name these 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's count how many terms we have in the first question. Okay, we can count them. Remember, terms are always going to be separated by a plus or a minus. So, How many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Good, I have 4 terms. The coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? Good, Tammy. Jason, be careful. Remember, everything always goes with the sign that's in front of it. Siamtanda, watch out, guys. It's not just 4. The sign in front of 4 also comes with it. So the coefficient of x is not 4, it's -4. It's -4. Okay. Chief, we can't say that the coefficient of x is -2 because this isn't -2. This is that is not x, it's x squared. Okay, so we need to remember the difference between x and x squared. Okay, the coefficient of x is -4. The coefficient of x squared is -2. There's a big difference there. Okay. All right. What is my constant term, guys? What is my constant? Good. We can say 3 because it's positive, or we can say +3. Neither of you would be wrong. If you said +3, you're correct. If you just said 3, you're also correct. Okay. Now they're asking us, what variables have been used? Okay. What variable has been used here? Good. The variable x has been used. Excellent stuff. You guys are right on the money. I need somebody else to put up their hand for me and let me know about question 2. What do we know about question 2, guys? Palesa, Tammy and Emmanuel, don't put your hands down. You can do the next 2 for me. Hi, Palesa.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you doing, my sweetie?
I'm good, and you, ma'am.
I'm
Ma'am,
good,
we
thank you.
have 4 terms because
Excellent. How did
the
you figure
division and the multiplication don't count as a separation of the terms.
Ah, love to hear it because you are 100% on the money. Good. So we can split them there and there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent stuff. Well done. We have 4 terms. And I can see Shakira also saying we have 6 terms. No, we don't have 6 terms. Remember, terms are only separated by a plus or a minus. This is a divide. This is a multiply. So we can't do that. All right. Tell me, what is the coefficient of xy, Valisa?
Ma'am, it's 3.
-3. Look again.
+3, ma'am.
+3. Good. It's +3. Excellent. All right. What is my constant term?
It's +4 and 2.
Remember, you need to do the operation, my sweetie.
Ma'am, am I supposed to multiply them?
Yes, absolutely. You must.
Oh, ma'am, so that means our constant is 8.
8.
+8.
Good. Constant is 8. Well done. All right. Our constant is actually +8. What about my variables?
Ma'am, they used x and y.
Excellent. They use x and y. Now, Palisa, remember, don't make the mistake of saying xy because xy means x times y. We don't say xy, we say x and y. Okay. Excellent. Very, very well done. All right. Palisa, that was very well done. I saw somebody say, ma'am, how? Yes. Remember, terms can only be separated by a plus or a minus. So this thing over here that says 3x divided by 2 can actually be written as 3 over 2x. Okay, and this whole thing can actually be written as 8. Okay, they're not separated. We can actually do the operation for those 2. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. And click on the 3 dots and unpin Teacher Coco. All right, I'm just helping Bunke out because Bunke can't see me at the moment. All right, Tammy, do you want to do the next one with me?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm excellent, thank you. All right, let me know, how many terms do I have in this next expression over here?
Ma'am, we have 5 terms.
All right, excellent. Let me see if you're correct. I'm going to check first. 1. This is multiply, so I'm going to break it up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. Yay, that's it. Good, we have 5 terms. Excellent. What is the coefficient of x, Tammy? And remember, there's some work to be done here. Okay, so don't just assume you know what the coefficient of x is. We need to do some work. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. It's -2.
Is it going to be -2?
Ma'am, is it not -2? Because, okay, ma'am, because we have -4 and +2.
Good, but this isn't just -4, Tammy. This is -4x times 3.
ma'am.
What is that going to be? What is -4x times 3?
Ma'am, it's -12x.
Good, -12x. And then we can add plus 2x. Now what do we have?
Ma'am, -10.
That's it. Good. We've got -10x. So my actual coefficient of x is -10. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
What is my constant term?
+9.
Good, +9. And what have they used? What variables have they used? Oh, Tammy, where did you go? Come back. What is my variables that they've used? Sure. Okay, I've lost Tammy, but it's X and Y, guys. X and Y. All right, I see everybody in the chat saying that, which is awesome. All right, Emmanuel, can we do the last one together quickly? Just don't want us to run out of time.
Of course, ma'am.
Excellent. All right, let's go for it. How many terms do I have?
3.
Good, I've got 3 terms. Excellent. What is the coefficient of m squared?
1.
Beautiful. My constant term?
-9.
Beautiful. And what variables have they used?
M.
Beautiful. That was too easy, hey?
It
Like I
was
said, I
it
think that in less than 30 seconds. Well done, Emmanuel. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Like, what do you guys say? Chips. It's chips, guys. It's chips. I hope I said that right. I'm not very cool. I'm sorry to admit. But yeah, you guys say, nah, ma'am, it's chips. It's chips. There we go. All right, let's look at our next section, which is factorizing. And now in grade 9, guys, we're going to be introduced to a couple of ways that we can factorize. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some of them, and then we're going to talk about the others in just a bit. Right, the first way that we always factorize is called the highest common factor. And I'm going to add in here, guys, that when we are factorizing for the highest common factor, we need to make the HCF our default setting. Okay, we're going to make that our default setting. All right, just give me a yes or no in the chat. Do you guys know what default setting is? I figured some of you guys might not know. All right, so let's talk about, have you guys ever bought a brand new phone? You guys have bought a brand new phone before, right? Or when you just get a brand new phone and you open it, right? And you switch it on. Does it have any apps on it? Does it have any, is there any WhatsApp? Is there any Facebook installed, any Instagram, any of this stuff? No. It's a brand new phone. None of that stuff is on there. Okay, so the first thing that you get on your phone is, okay, yes, it has the default apps, which kind of proves my point, Tawanda. It proves my point. Okay, it only has things like the phone, so you can call, the message button, the files, all those, and Google, yes. It only has the default settings, right? Which means the default setting is basically the first thing you find on your phone. So when we say that HCF, or highest common factor, is our default setting, what I'm saying is when we are factorizing, the highest common factor is the first thing we look for. It's the first thing we look for. Every single time, guys, every single time, we always start with looking for a highest common factor. I can tell you guys now, on Monday, my grade 9s were writing, and we gave them a sum that looks like this. We said 2x squared minus 14x plus 24. And everybody's hand shot up. They were all like, ma'am, we can't factorize this. We can't factorize this. But if you look at it closely, I can take out a highest common factor. What is my highest common factor here? Good. My highest common factor is 2. And as soon as I take 2 out, I've got x squared minus 7x plus 12. And then as soon as we took out the common factor, everybody was like, oh, yeah, ma'am, yeah. Yeah, okay, ma'am, I see it. Yes. Good. All right. So we can always start with checking if there's a highest common factor. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. When we are factorizing, what is our default setting? What is our default setting, guys? Thank you, Emmanuel and Tammy. Excellent. Oratilwe. That's it, Khomotso. Always the HCF, the highest common factor. Okay. Beautiful stuff, guys. That's our default setting. Now, if we find that there is a common factor and we take it out, we need to keep factorizing. That's why a question, when you get a question in your exam paper or your test paper, it always says factorize fully. So we want to make sure that after we've taken out a highest common factor, is there something else that we can do? You keep checking and keep checking and keep checking until there's nothing else that we can do. All right. The next type of factorization we're going to look for is the difference of 2 squares. Difference of 2 squares. Now, I want you guys to note that the D in different is difference. D stands for difference. What is the difference, guys? What do we call a difference in mathematics? What is the difference? That's correct, Oratilwe. Good. It's subtraction. It's subtraction. Okay. It's subtract, it's a minus. And then I'm always going to have 2 terms. 2 terms only. A difference of 2 terms. 2 terms. Okay. 2 terms, but both of those things, the S stands for squares. So I need to make sure that both of those 2 terms are perfect squares. Okay, both of them need to be perfect squares. So if I had to ask you guys to factorize for me x squared minus 4. If I had to factorize this, I'm going to note first default setting. Is there a highest common factor? No, x squared and 4 have nothing in common. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open 2 brackets. I'm going to put a plus and a minus in 1. And then I'm going to take the square root of both of my perfect squares. Now I know that the square root of x squared is going to be x. So I'm going to put an x here and an x there. And the square root of 4 is going to be 2 and 2. That's how we do dots. And the person who just said, ma'am, you're helping plenty because I'm writing tomorrow. You're very welcome, Kendall. My whole job. That's why I'm here. All right. Now, I want to ask you guys quickly before we continue. If I said to you guys, I've got x squared plus 25, how would I factorize this? Chloe, how would I possibly factorize this?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Can you factorize x squared plus 25, please?
X squared. You will find the perfect square of x squared.
Really? Okay.
Which will, not of x squared of 25, sorry.
Are we sure? I've done something very sneaky and I want to see if you can catch on, Chloe.
Wait. You'll first of it, you'll open 2 brackets first and then put oh
No.
So
I still say no. I want to see if you can catch on before we continue. What does the dot stand for? What does the D in dot stand for?
different.
Difference, which means we need a what? What do we need in between my 2 terms?
A minus. Oh wow.
Do we have a minus?
No, ma'am.
No. So can I factorize this actually?
No.
No, I can't. We can't factorize it. If I said to you, Chloe, that I've got x squared minus 25, now can I factorize this?
Yes.
Exactly. How would I factorize this?
Open two brackets.
Excellent.
X in both brackets,
Good.
and then a plus in one
Mhm.
and a minus in the other one, and 5 on both in both.
Good. 5 and 5. Beautiful. Very well done. Amazing stuff. Yo, I almost caught you there, hey? Be very careful. Guys, be very careful. Be very, very careful. Remember, it must be a difference, because if there's a plus in the middle, we can't factorize it. For those of you who did this, who said, ma'am, can't you do x plus 5 and x plus 5? I want you to FOIL this for me and tell me if you get this back. Okay, tell me if you get a x squared plus 5 or plus 25. That's it. Nokubonga says, ma'am, so the difference of squares works with a minus only? Yes, only with a minus. If you have a plus, we can't factorize. You can just write there, cannot factorize. Okay, yeah. Sianda, we're not going to get that. Good, Emmanuel's catching on. If we FOIL this, we're going to have a middle term of 10x. Okay, so x plus 5 and x plus 5, no. That doesn't work. All right, give me a thumbs up if what we've just discussed about dots makes sense. Woo! Rapafadzo, I can tell you now, your teacher, it's a no. It's a no. Go back to the teacher and say, so we can't do dots with a plus in the middle. Absolutely not. Or ma'am, we can't do dots with a plus in the middle. Chief, what's up? Why do I see a thumbs down? What's going on?
Hi, ma'am. I'm confused because with the difference of squares, ma'am, can't you get a sum like, let's say, x squared minus 25 plus 10, ma'am? So would you only still use a minus?
No, because we can't factorize this. These are like terms, so we would have to add them first. So basically what you're telling me, Chief, is I have x squared minus 15. I don't have minus 25 plus 10. Okay. Because we need like terms first. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Nape says, what is FOIL? Nape, FOIL is when they give you this, when they give you x plus 5 and x plus 5, and you multiply out. If you do this, multiply that one with that one, multiply this one with that one. That's FOIL. Okay. All right, Fatima, what's going on?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, my sweetie, what's going on?
Ma'am, I don't understand the method of dots.
Okay, all right. So we're going to note, remember, for dots, we always need two terms, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And both of the terms need to be able to be, they need to be perfect squares, right? Is x squared a perfect square?
Yes.
Good. Is 25 a perfect square?
Yes.
Yes. So I can then square root both of them. What is the square root of x squared, Fatima?
It's x.
It's x, good. That's why I put an x over here and an x over there. What is the square root of 25?
5.
Good, 5 and 5. Right, let me say this. What if I say to you, I've got x squared minus 16, Fatima? How would we factorize this?
Wait, I don't see the method, ma'am. Did you write down?
So think about it. Are both of my numbers perfect squares? Are both of my terms perfect squares? Do I have two terms? Good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open two brackets. Okay. And then what are the signs that go into both of my brackets? A plus and a
minus.
Good. And then I'm going to square root x squared. What is the square root of x squared?
X.
And?
4.
Good. X and x. And then I'm going to put a 4 and a 4 here. That's it. Well done.
Oh.
That's
so,
all.
ma'am, Ma'am, so when you have two terms and there's a minus in between, so your two brackets will basically, one will have a minus, one will have an add sign.
Okay, it's not always going to be X. Sometimes they'll put a P or a Y or a Z. It doesn't matter.
Something,
It's
a
the idea.
variable.
Yes, they'll put a variable there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And it only works with two terms only.
Because it's called the difference of two squares.
Oh, and it will never have a plus sign in between.
No, because the D in dots stands for difference, and difference is minus.
Minus. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome, my sweetie. Sianda, it doesn't matter whether you put the plus or the minus first, it's fine. Pumzile, what's up? Oh no, what did I do now? Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, Nomatam Sandra, what's up, my sweetie? All right, I want everybody to try this one quickly. Ropafazo, I saw your question. We're going to answer it in a second. I want everybody to factorize this for me while I speak to Nomatam Sandra. 9x squared minus 81y squared. Okay, go for it. Hi, my sweetie, what's up?
I wanted to do A with you.
Oh, we're definitely going to do A together. I just need you to keep your hand up, okay? Because we're going to discuss one more method of factorization before we get to those, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. All right, Palisa, what's up?
Oh, ma'am, now I wanted to do the third one with you, ma'am.
The third one, this one, the one that I've written on the screen now. Or
No,
the
ma'am,
third
I mean A.
A, okay, we're going to get to that. Okay, just keep your hand up. We're going to get to that. I just want to discuss one more thing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, excellent. I want to see if somebody is caught on here. Sianda, what's up? Abu, you forgot the default setting. Abu forgot the default setting. Sianda, what's going on?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sweetie.
Ma'am, I would like to do the one that you did on the board.
Okay, excellent. Tell me.
So, ma'am, I factorized first and I took out 9, which is the highest common factor.
It's my best part when people don't forget the default setting. I love it. If we take out 9, what do we have left?
X squared
Mm-hmm.
and negative 9y squared.
Beautiful. Now, what do I have inside the brackets?
Ma'am, a perfect square.
Beautiful. I have a perfect square. So what am I going to do?
Ma'am, you're going to have 2 brackets.
Beautiful.
And one bracket is going to be negative 3 and in the other one, positive 3.
But you've forgotten something. It's not just negative 3. What is it going to be? Negative 3?
Ma'am, I don't know.
We need to take the square root of y squared as well, Sianda. So you can't just say 3. It needs to be negative 3 what?
Y squared.
Not just y squared. You've taken the square root, so it's negative 3.
Y.
Good. And positive 3y. What about this side? What do we have over here?
Ma'am, which side?
On the other side. You just said negative 3y and positive 3y. What happens over here?
It's going to be x on one side, x on the other side.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Awesome. I almost got you, but you were so smart. I knew somebody would fall for my trick. Look at that. Okay. Fatima, if you're still confused, I'm going to give other people some work to do, and then you and I are going to talk about it. All right. Before we continue, okay. Mamelo, where did I leave you? Let me come and fetch you. Let me come and fetch you. Come back. Let me fetch you. All right. Tell me where I left you so that I can come and pick you up. All right. The last one that we're going to talk about is a trinomial. Okay. Now, guys, tell me, the tri in trinomial tells me that we have how many terms? Asanda, give me a second, my sweetie. I will be with you in just a sec. Okay. And I need you to put your hand up for me so we can have a conversation. Okay. The try means we get how many terms? Good. 3 terms. Excellent. We're going to have 3 terms. Now, remember, of these 3 terms, guys, one of them will be squared. So we'll have an x squared plus 5x plus 6. Right. And then we're going to open, actually, let me change this from plus to a minus. Okay, just for the sake of this question over here. All right. Now, as soon as I see that there is no highest common factor, I need to check for my default setting first. As soon as my default setting doesn't apply, I can then open 2 brackets. All right. And when I want to figure out the signs, guys, I automatically know that one of my signs is going to be a negative. Good. It's going to be a negative. Good. Then I know that if I want to find the other sign that goes in here, I need to ask myself, a negative times what gives me a negative? A negative times what gives me a positive, guys? Tell me in the chat. Ooh, it can't be positive, Chief. A negative times a what gives us a positive? A negative times a negative, which means the other sign or the other bracket is going to have a negative. That's how we figure that out. But I saw somebody also say, who said that? That was a very smart chappy over there. Nokubonga, you're a whole champion. Okay, the sign at the end, this sign over here, this plus, this one here tells us whether the other sign is going to be the same or not. If it's positive, then the sign is going to look like this one. So if I have a negative and my last sign is a positive, then the 2 signs need to look the same. Guys, they need to look the same. Okay, not in this case, not in this case. Okay, so now I have to go. I know that I'm going to find the factors of x squared, which are x and x. And then I'm going to go and find the factors of 6, which will be 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. Now, because I've got a positive over here, I need to add these 2 and they need to give me 5. Which 2 can I add that will give me 5? I can tell you now, 1 plus 6 is going to give me 7. That's not going to help me. So I need to use 2 and 3. Good. Because 2 plus 3 gives me 5. And because both of them will be negative, I will get -2 minus 3. Okay, so we need to be careful, guys. For those of you who are saying we're using -1 plus 6, that's not going to work because both of my signs need to be negative. Okay. I want everybody to try this one as well. X squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay, go for it. Start with the default setting and then tell me what answer we're going to get over here. Okay. That's okay, Mamelo. If you know how to use the cross method, go for it. Go use the cross method. Okay, I just find that the cross method normally works for the grade 10 ones and not really the easy ones like the ones we do here. Okay. Good, Chief, that's it. Those are the 2 factors we're looking for. Good, Jason, that's it. Good. Are they both negative? Are they both positive? That's okay, Abu, you can give the answer. Good, they're both negative, excellent. Good, they are both negative. Good, so we're gonna open 2 brackets. X and X, negative and negative. Then we want factors of 12 that are going to add to give us 7. So I know 1 plus 12 is going to give me 13. That's not going to work. 6 plus 2 will give me 8, but I know that 3 and 4 will give me 7. So my 2 numbers are going to be 3 and 4. Okay. All right. Now, I want everybody to give these few questions over here a try, A, B, C, and D. Fatima, where are you?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am, again.
All right, I want to write down the other question that we had just to see where I lost you because you look very lost. Okay, just going to write it down quickly. 9x squared minus 81y squared. All right. Okay, where did we lose you? Bokang, it doesn't matter. Okay, continue.
From the start, ma'am, why did you put 9 outside, and where did you know where the x is supposed to go and the y?
Okay, Fatima, what is our default setting?
The highest common factor.
Good. Now, if you look at my expression, do I have a highest common factor?
Yes.
What is my highest common factor?
81.
Oh, no. Remember, highest common factor is the number that can go into both 9 and 81. Which number can go into both 9 and 81? It's 9. So we have to take 9 out. Okay. Now, if we take 9 out, we then have to go and divide this number by 9 and divide this number by 9. Now, if I divide here 9 divided by 9, what do I have left?
Nothing.
No, I don't have nothing left.
Have 1.
I have 1 and
X.
x to the power of
2.
Good, I have x squared. Right. Minus, what is 81 divided by 9?
9.
Yes, it's 9. But I also have, what do I also have left here?
Y.
Not y. Y?
Not squared. Sorry, ma'am.
Good, I have y squared left. All right, now I notice over here, Fatima, that inside I have two terms, and both of these terms are perfect squares. So I can take the square root of this one, and I can take the square root of that one. So because it's a difference of 2 squared, Fatima, I have to open 2 brackets. Okay. What signs go into each of these brackets?
You start by x, since it's the first one. So you put x on the other one, then the x on the other one.
What about my signs? What do I do with my signs?
You put minus there.
Good, a minus and a
Plus.
good, a minus and a plus. Now I'm going to ask you, Fatima, what is the square root of 9?
3.
Good. What is the square root of y squared?
Y.
Y. So this now needs to be 3y because you took the square root of 9y squared. Now, if I put 3y over here on this other bracket, I also need to put
3y.
3y. There we go.
Then, ma'am, also with the trinomials, where do you know to put x where and where? And do you always have to start with a minus or an add, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you start with. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, excellent. Good stuff. All right, we're going to have to answer some of these other questions, guys, because we are going to run out of time. All right. Iminati, for which ones? The trinomials or for the dots? Or the difference of 2 squares? For difference of 2 squares, it doesn't matter whether you write plus and minus, or if you write minus and plus, it's fine. Okay. Emmanuel, that answer, if this question that we've done over here is worth 3 marks, we'll only, if you factorize that part, if you take 9x squared minus 81y squared, and you do this, and you go 3x, and you write 9y and 9y, and you put a plus and a minus, we're going to give you 1 mark, 1, because you failed to do the important thing first. Okay, You failed to do the first thing that you need to do. Okay, so we're only going to give you 1 mark instead of 3. Whereas with my answer, we get 1, 2, 3 marks. You only get 1 mark. Okay, so be very careful. Be very careful. We always start with factorization, highest common factor. Okay. I see somebody saying B is hard. Let me see. But Sianda, what is our default setting? No, Mamelo, the instruction will say factorize fully. Okay. Good. That's it, Oratilo. That's it, Penyu. Good. That's what we want to do. All right. Balisa, do you want to answer this first question for me? Let's answer A over here. What do we see about A? Hi, Palisa. Oh, no, Palisa's not unmuting. Oi, Emmanuel, do you want to do A with me?
Yes, no problem.
Awesome. What kind of factorization are we looking at over here?
Difference of 2 squares.
Excellent. So what am I going to do?
We're gonna put 2 brackets.
Good. Open 2 brackets and then
M and M.
good. M and M.
And we're gonna put minus and plus.
Good. Minus and plus, and then
3 and 3.
beautifully done. Excellent work, dude. Wow. Well done. Awesome. All right, Chief, what about B? Do you want to answer B or do you have a question for me?
Ma'am, I'd like to try B.
Good. All right. Remember our default setting, hey? What's our default setting?
It will be M.
Good. We can take M out as the highest common factor. What happens? What do I have left if I take M out?
You have 2n to the power of 2 plus 3.
Excellent. All right. Now look inside here. Is there anything else we can do with anything inside there? 2n squared plus 3?
No, ma'am.
Oh, nothing at
Wait.
all. So
Yeah. I think you can take out n.
can we? Does 3 have an n?
Oh, no, ma'am, you can't take out anything.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing we can take out, right?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so that is the final one. Well done, Chief. Excellent stuff. Okay, very well done. Okay, Oratilo, I need you to put your hand up for me, please, my sweetie. Okay, Gabby, do you want to do C with me?
Yes, ma'am, I would like to do C with you.
Absolutely. All right. What are we looking at? What kind of factorization?
We are looking at a trinomial.
Good, good. All right. So how are we going to factorize?
We're going to open 2 brackets.
Good.
Y minus and a minus.
Good.
And then the first bracket has a 4, the second one is a 2.
Beautiful. Well done. Amazing stuff.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very well done, Gabby. Excellent. Nkoka, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Is it Nkoka? Or if not, please tell me how to pronounce your name.
Yes, ma'am, you pronounced it correctly.
Ah, beautiful. Excellent, my sweetie. All right. Do you want to do D with me?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So what are we going to do here?
We're going to factor out x.
Beautiful. Yes, that's it. We're going to take x out. And then what do we have left?
We have 3x minus 4y
Good.
plus 20z.
Plus 20z. Excellent. All right. And then what do we have left? A trinomial. Yes. Let's go.
So let's go further.
Keep going. It's a trinomial, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Miss, I'm stuck.
Why are we stuck though, Nkoka? Think about it. Why are we stuck?
Miss, I'm struggling to figure out the problem.
Okay, that's because ma'am is lying. That's because ma'am. Why is ma'am lying?
Because you cannot factor, we cannot go further because we don't have any common factors or an HCF.
And what does a trinomial need? What do we need with a trinomial?
Trinomial. I
We
don't
need
know.
x squared. We need a squared. Do we have x squared?
No.
No, we don't have a square. So can we factorize any further?
No.
No, we can't. I'm lying to you. I'm completely lying. I want to see if you're with me. Huh?
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Very well done, Boka. Very nicely done. Okay. Excellent stuff. All right. Okay. We're going to take a quick brain break and then we're going to get back to it because there is a couple more things to do, but I want us to focus on this. And for those of you who said we need a constant at the end, not necessarily. I want to show you guys something quick. All right. If I gave you guys this, if I said x squared minus, let me make it up quickly in my head. Minus 9xy minus 10y squared. Okay. If I have something like this is still a trinomial. It's still a trinomial, guys. Okay. In that, I would open two brackets, and I know that I would get a negative and a positive, and then I would write x and x. And then I would just have to find the factors of 10y squared. But the factors of 10y squared are 1 and 10, 1y and 10y, because the y times the y will give me y squared. Or I can do 2y and 5y, which is also 10y squared. Right. Now I need two factors that when minus will give me 9xy or 9xy, or in this case, I would take 1, positive 1, minus 10. So I would then put positive 1y and negative 10y. I would do that. Okay, and because the y's will multiply together with the x's, I will get xy as a middle term. Okay, so it's not always necessary that we have a constant at the end. It's not always going to be that way. Okay, it's not always going to be that way. There is going to be a time where the last term also has something at the end. Okay. Oratilo, be careful. The negative must be with 10 and the 1 must be positive because I want negative 9, 1. Okay. All right. Let's do our brain break quickly. I just want to see if Chloe has a question and if Khaurelo and Narisha have a question as well. Nape, I need you to put your hand up for me, please. All right. Chloe, what's up, my sweetie? Answer my would you rather, guys. What's up, Chloe?
Oh no, ma'am. I was struggling with E D. So that's why that's why I raised mine.
Okay, but do you get where we're coming from now? Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
okay? Excellent, my sweetie. Well done. All right. Khaurelo?
Hi, ma'am.
My sweetie.
Ma'am, I wanted to answer the brain break.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Which one would you choose, a unicorn or a dragon?
A dragon.
Why?
I feel like unicorns are too sparkles and glitter.
But what happens, Khaurelo, when you're sitting with your dragon and then you make it angry and then it goes, what are you gonna do?
Ma'am,
What
you make
me what are you gonna do? Imagine. And Emmanuel's like, ma'am, if you've ridden a horse and how it walks, you'll understand. Well, I've never ridden either a horse or a dragon, and I'm fine with either. I'm okay. I'm okay. Carlo, I can't believe you would choose the dragon. No, I don't feel like burning to death. Because I'm cool, girl. I'm good. I'm good. I can't do it.
Ma'am,
I
you
can't-
train it. It's better than a unicorn. Oh, wow.
No thanks. No, thank you. I don't even believe it. And with those of you who are busy here, how to train your dragon, you guys know that a dragon is like it's not a thing that you can just choose to train, hey? People have to die in the process. Gustavo, where did you drive? Where did you ride a dragon? That doesn't sound right to me. Narisha, what's up, my sweetie?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, my sweetie, what's up?
I'd like to answer the brain break, ma'am. So, ma'am, I would rather take a dragon.
Really?
Yes, because, ma'am, all you need for a unicorn is to just take like toilet paper and roll it into, or like paper and roll it into a cone-like shape. Then you just stick it on the horse's head, and then you just throw glitter on the horse, and then there's your unicorn.
But like that's like a fake unicorn, Narisha. That doesn't count.
Ma'am, as long as there's a horn, it still counts. And besides, ma'am, you're gonna have an opportunity to fly through the skies at what speeds? Ma'am.
I know. No, I'm sorry. I'm also afraid of heights, Narisha. No, it's a no from me. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, but you know what? Now, at least because of you, I know that I can make my unicorn dreams come true. I'm gonna find a horse and I'm gonna put some toilet paper around and I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's okay. Love it. Thanks, Narisha. Oh my word. Okay, guys. Okay, we've got to get back to business. We've got a couple minutes left. Okay, so we're going to be talking about expansion. All right, so in your school paper, they will always write something like this. The instruction will say simplify. Okay, the instruction will say simplify. And basically what simplify means is take away the brackets. Okay, simplify means take away the brackets. And how do we take away the brackets? We just multiply. We multiply in. We've all learned FOIL. We've all learned how to just distribute. That's basically what we're going to be doing over here. Okay, so I want you guys to take questions A, B, C, D, and E, and I want you to distribute this one. This one over here is FOIL. This one over here is distribution. That one is distribution. That one is distribution. Well, you have to do FOIL and then distribute. Okay. Oh, Rapakato, no, nothing happened to me. Yes, good. Oh, Palisa says, please go back so I can take a screenshot. Make it quick, Palisa. Make it quick. Okay, there we go. All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time I can give you. Nape, you said to me that you were a bit lost, and I want us to discuss what we did before, because this part is easy. This is easy stuff. How are you doing, my boy?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, my boy. All right, where did I lose you in the last segment while everybody else does this?
At the trinomials, ma'am.
Okay, the trinomial. All right, I'll give you a quick example. X squared plus 5x plus. All right, how do I know it's a trinomial, Nape?
Because it has like 3 expressions.
Good, it has 3 terms, yes? 3 terms. So what is the first thing I'm going to do?
You're gonna say x and then x squared brackets.
No, not x squared. Remember, I'm just going to open 2 brackets. That's all I'm going to do. Okay.
Yes.
And then one of my brackets, Nape, has to have a plus. So I'm going to take my first bracket and I'm going to put a plus here. Right.
Yes. Yes.
And then I know that a plus times a what gives me a plus and a
Plus.
good. So my other bracket is going to have a plus. Agreed?
Yes.
Good. So I'm going to have a plus and a plus.
Yes.
Okay. Then over here in the front, I'm going to put an X, and over here, I'm going to put an X. Agreed?
Yes.
Good. Now, give me factors of 6, Napi. Which numbers, when multiplied together, give us 6?
2, 3.
2 times 3. Good. 2 times 3 and what else?
I don't know anymore.
What about
Give us-
1 times? 1 times?
Oh, 1, yeah. 1 times 6.
Good. 1 times 6. Good. Now, I want one of these pairs. So it must be 2 and 3 or 1 and 6. We must add them and they must give us 5. Which 2 can I add to get 5?
2 plus 3.
Good. 2 plus 3. So what that tells me, Napi, is I'm going to put a 2 here and I'm going to put a 3 there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. We're done.
Ma'am, can you please go back to the questions above? I want to ask you something.
Which one?
I think it's number D.
D. Okay, I'm going to write it down quickly. 3x squared minus 4x plus 20xz. All right. I'm going to write it down. Give me a second. 3x squared minus 4xy plus 20xz.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. What's up?
Like, I don't understand anything over here.
Okay. Okay. I know that it's 3 terms, right? It is 3 terms. But Nape, what is our default setting? Then you go, I'm going to take your question just now. What is our default setting? What is the first thing we must look for?
Like terms.
Highest common factor.
Okay.
So we need to take out the highest. What do all of them have in common? All of these terms, what do they have in common?
They have X.
Good. So we're going to take X out. Yes?
Yes.
We're going to take X out, right? And we're going to divide by X, divide by X, divide by X. All right. So if I divide by X, what is 3x squared divided by X? What is that going to give me?
3x squared divided by X. It's 3x.
Good, it's 3x. Minus, what is 4xy divided by X?
It's 4xy.
Yeah, don't forget that the x's will cancel each other. What do I have left?
It's 4y.
4y, good. What about over here? 20xz divided by x, what do we have left?
It's 20z.
Good, plus 20z. Good. Right? Now that we're done, look at the inside over here. In the inside of the bracket. Can I do a trinomial here?
Sorry?
Can I take out a trinomial here?
I don't think so.
No, because remember my trinomial needs to be squared. Okay, but this x over here is not squared. Also, there's a y and there's a z. Nothing over here tells me that I can factorize any further. Okay, so this is the final answer.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.